Hi everybody, my name is Lily and welcome to today's video. My finals week are over, but yours probably are not. Thankfully, I had a really early finals week and now I'm officially in my summer and things are great and I got through it and I got some really good grades, only 1B, the rest of them were all A's, which works out because my rule is 1B a year and this was my 1B for the year and it was for a pretty hard class anyway. But it is over. And I have my iPad right here and it has 3 different sections with a whole bunch of tips to help you guys through your finals, or if you're in high school, to help you prep for when you get into college and you have to do really bad finals because they get hard, y'all. My history final was so difficult for like no reason, and my microeconomics final had 93 questions. It was so bad. But I used these tips I have here and I got through it. And let's start off with studying. Make a study plan and stick to it. You have to stick to it. Making a study plan is super easy, saying I'm going to study this every single day, I'm going to study that every day. It sounds easy when you think about it, but when you actually try doing it, you realize you're not actually going to do that. Which brings me to the next thing, which is marginal studying. In economics, talk a lot about marginal benefit, which basically comes down to a little bit more or a little bit less, which means just slightly increase or decreasing what you're doing to try and get the best output. Which means for every class, you don't need to study every single day. I did not. Some classes required way more studying than others. And if I had done the exact same amount of studying for each class, some classes would have had better grades, others would have worse, and I would have been burnt out. This is also in my last video on how to get good grades. You need to figure out how much you need to actually put in order to get the grade you want. I probably put the most amount of studying into my math, into my microeconomics classes, both of those, simply because the topics for econ, there was just a lot. In fact, I had an entire document I had to memorize. It was a good chunk of things I had to know. I spent hours working on that, and for math it was very similar. A lot of concepts that I knew, but I just wanted to practice them more. So I put in way more effort into those than my accounting class. My accounting class, I think I looked at it once for about 20 minutes, and I was like, never mind, this is easy. And I got an A, so, I'm doing pretty good in life. So you have to figure out how much you need to put into each class. So at least guess. A little bit more here, a little bit less here. Marginal studying. And the final one for studying is always review before the final. Depending on what time your final is, this might not be possible. I had a couple of 9 a.m. finals, and those were kind of hard to study before, but I still kind of did it. But if you can review before your final the day of, do it. That way it'll be the freshest in your memory. That's what I did for every single final I had, minus my essay final for my writing class, which was not really a final. It was just submitted by a certain time, and I had already submitted it the day before. But for everything else, study as much as you can. I had my micro-econ final at around 4 p.m. I spent the whole day studying, and when I got there an hour early, and I continued to study during the hour before. One I did not write down, but I do want to mention is the best way I study is by teaching somebody else. So if you have a friend that can spare some time, maybe if they're not in college, like my boyfriend not in college, I just yap at him and he just kind of listens and sometimes repeats stuff back to me. That really works well for me. Trying to teach someone else the material is probably the best way ever to study something, because it proves that you know it if you're able to get somebody else to understand it. Next up are some general tips. You're probably gonna want to skip past this part. It's the boring part. Eat healthy food, drink lots of water, get good sleep. But the one I want you guys to listen to is take walks before and after each final. Because, first of all, you're in college, you're studying a lot, you're probably not getting enough exercise. And exercise is good for your brain. It'll boost all those happy hormones in your brain. I'm not a doctor, don't quote me on that, but typically exercise equals feel good. There's a reason there's this thing called the runner's high. And taking a walk will also just help clear your mind and just help you just kind of mellow out before a final and after a final. It's just good. It's good to get exercise and all of these things. You need to keep yourself healthy if you want to do good on a final. If you're dehydrated, you're dying of food hunger because you haven't eaten in 24 hours, if you have not slept, you're not going to do good on the final no matter how much you studied. So please just take care of yourself and take walks. Walks are just so easy. Or if you really want to go exercise, actually, but personally I like walks. They're calming and I love them. My college is super scenic, so that's why I like that. Finally, the most helpful tips you're probably going to hear today is stuff to do during the final. My biggest issue with finals is never making sure I know the material. It's my anxiety. I get such bad test-taking anxiety. It is no joke. And you probably do as well. And test-taking anxiety will make you second-guess everything, and you'll end up with a worse grade than what you actually should get, just because you're just anxious. So, my first advice, bring extra stuff. I knew my microeconomics final would freak me out, so I brought 3 pencils and 2 pens. I did not even need a single pen, but I brought them anyway because pens make me feel better. But I overdid it. You do not need 3 pencils for it. I ended up only using 1, but you just need them there for peace of mind. Always have extra stuff on you in case something goes wrong. Because if it does, it's going to make your anxiety way worse. My next 2 are stuff to bring as well, which is a bit of a weird one, but it always works for me. It has worked for me since high school, and that is a stress stuffy. I have a collection of stuffed hedgehogs, and specifically I have a collection of 3 hedgehogs who all bear the title of BMO. One of their names is actually BMO, the other 2, their names are not actually BMO, I just call them BMO, it's kind of title now. But I bring these BMOs with me to my finals, and I bring 1 BMO with me, my most important one with me, to every single class I'm in. And it's a little bit weird, but it works. It really does work. I usually have it in my pocket or my backpack, and it helps because if I'm anxious, I can just put my hand in my pocket if I have pockets on. Usually I have like a jacket because I'm always really cold. I'm not right now, thankfully. And I can feel the BMO, and it makes me feel better. It makes me feel better to have a stuffy. It helps because these stuffies were given by people who I really care about, or at least did care about, or at least have good lasting memories of, or I associate it with something good. So don't bring like a stuffed animal that's gonna make you feel sad. Bring a good stuffed animal. Like if your parents gave you like a stuffed animal as a kid, bring that. Second one is stress gum. Not nearly as weird. Chewing gum I found, I just discovered this semester, actually really helps me. I realized that after I did my counting final, I decided to chew some gum that day, and afterwards I was like, I wasn't that nervous during that one. And I tried it again and again. I realized, oh, gum helps me. I don't know why. Once again, I'm no scientist. I'm a business major. I don't know anything. But gum seems to help a lot. There's probably some sort of thing behind it. I remember like repetitive motion, but I don't know it. Either way, chew some gum. It's super helpful. I use bubble gum. It's not like real gum. It's basic gum, but I like it. Next up, if you are feeling really anxious, I recommend square breathing. I know all of the different breathing techniques. Breathing really does just help, and square breathing specifically is, let me think. Breathe in for 4 counts, hold for 4 counts, breathe out for 4 counts, hold for 4 counts, repeat. So you just breathe in, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, out, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. I've always found it's the most effective method. There's also a couple where you slowly increase the amount of time between each action. So 3 for breathe in, 5 for hold, 7 for breathe out, 9 for wait, repeat. But I don't do that one. That was better for sleep. But I always recommend square breathing. It's always been my #1 breathing technique. It helps, and like visualizing the box is always super fun. Finally, my last advice for you guys for today is to be nice to yourself. Please be nice to yourself. If you end up, while you're taking your final, telling yourself you're bad at this and you're gonna fail, you're gonna fail. You have to be nice to yourself even if it's hard. And when you catch yourself telling all those mean thoughts, you can't be mean to yourself either, even if you're being mean to yourself. You have to just try your best to be nice, even if you're not being nice already. Be nice to yourself. If you go in there with a positive attitude, you will come out with better results every single time. Because when you're confident, you're way less likely to second guess yourself, and often second guessing yourself will lead to making the wrong choice. And that does not mean don't review your answers either. Always review your answers, but don't second guess yourself while you're doing it. I always go with my gut first try, and then I go back through and I change things so I realize my gut was wrong. But be nice to yourself. I'm sorry I did not put out a video yesterday, guys. I guess today. That would be today. Yeah, I did not put out a video today. Yesterday there was a video. Sorry, I'm getting my timeline mixed up. There will be a video out the day after I'm done recording this, because I edit super fast. I've been busy. I'm doing a whole bunch of work recording today. Actually, I no longer have to worry about my hair because that completely messed up the video before. It's actually looking really nice right now. So expect this to be in at least like 10 videos before it finally starts fading away. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope all of your finals go amazingly. I really, really hope they do, because finals are the worst. They are the worst for people with anxiety like us. And I will see you guys next time. Bye!